Welcome back, everybody, to the hot seats with the hot tea and hot topics with Dr. Ornella and me, Joy Gatavazi. We're gonna dive right in. I'm going to give you a true or false.
Okay.
And then this true or false, you're gonna say true or false, and then you're gonna say why, okay?
All right.
Let me throw a statement at you because there's so many statements out there that talk about relationships, friendships, toxic relationships, detoxing, detaching, all those things. We're gonna be talking about grieving a friend. Now let me throw this at you. True or false? You better stop waiting for someone to grow up and get you somebody grown. True or false, and why? And how does it relate to grieving your friend? She's in the hot seat.
I'm in the hot seat. And I don't think I have enough tea for this. All right. I would say that it is true. It is true because sometimes you stop walking the same path as your friend. You can start on the same journey, but then take different routes. And that hurts. And we always talk about grieving a loved ones. We talk about grieving when people divorce, but we never talk about grieving a friend. And friendship is something that people grieve, but we don't talk about. It is hurtful. It is sad. It is painful. When someone you have loved deeply, it is a season where you have to walk away. And we don't acknowledge that I am hurt and I am grieving a friend that I deeply loved, and now our journeys are going separate. And I think that we give space for our friends to grow, but sometimes they refuse to grow.
Yes.
And then what they end up becoming, they become toxic now, right? Then everyone that around us is telling us, why are you still friends with that person, right? Because hold on, are you ready? Should I go deep now?
Go deeper now.
Because the reason why it's hard to let go of a friend, are you ready?
Yeah.
Is because we hold on the memory we had and not of the truth of who they are now.
We love the version that we had, that we encountered, and we want it back. And we won't just admit that they changed.
And when your friend is telling you, but this is the fact, you're like,
right.
But you don't know. You don't know how I know her. You don't, right? Even when we're dating, right? When it's time to let go, you're like, but you don't know them the way I know them. You see? And knowledge is important. It's important to know who is with you, not who you wish they were, not who you hope they're going to be, right? So we hold on the memory of the first time we met those friends, and not who they are today. And then they become toxic, and then they become harmful. And now what they become a weight. They used to uplift you, but now they're a weight. You know why they're a weight now? Because now you have to spend your whole life proving to everyone that they're not that bad.
Oh. Hey! The atmosphere in this place shifted a long time ago.
Way a long time ago.
So how do you grieve? Because some of us grieve, but we go back. We don't know how to grieve and just let go. How do you grieve in a healthy way? Let me say that.
So here are different steps to grieve a friendship. Is by first acknowledging. You have to acknowledge, I am sad by the end of this friendship. Because if you are in denial, you're going to keep going back.
Yeah.
If you're in denial, you're going to keep saying, it's not that bad. You're going to keep making excuses. But there are seasons where friendships end. And it is important to say, God, I thank you for the lessons I learned in this friendship. I wish these friends well. But it's time for me to be sad in this moment. So you need to write in the journal. You need to put down all the great memories. You have to say, maybe let's say your friend is called Sarah, for example. You have to write somewhere all the wonderful things that Sarah added in your life. She did this for me. She helped me when I was sad. You acknowledge the good they have brought in your life, right? And then you have to also acknowledge that I have pain and I'm in pain, but I am not what they need where they're going. And they are not what I need where I'm going. And you have to change the way you interact with each other. It's very important. You have to put some distance. When you're grieving, put some distance with that person. Don't text the way you used to. Don't call the same way. Because then you're not grieving. You are creating a cycle that is not healthy. If you want to grieve a friendship, put distance, put space. And it's in that space that the Holy Spirit is going to bring healing and closure. Because some closure in friendship requires distance and not a conversation.
Ooh, child. Okay, how do you grieve though without having a victim mindset?
Let me give you my own example.
Yeah.
I had a friend hurt me very much. She hurt me. We were super close and she did things I did not think she would do. I was like, no, I mean, I can see other people do it, but you, I was like, girl, you. And then I met her in church. I'm like, oh, really? So that even hurts more because it was a friend. I have never been as vulnerable as real. Even to think about it and talk about it, miracles. You see? But I had to put the distance and I had to keep asking God, help me in this grief. Because there is some grieving that require the power of the Holy Spirit. Because the reason why grieving a friendship is hard, I'm going to say it. The reason why grieving a friendship is hard is because the person you're grieving is not dead.
You're going to still see them.
You're going to run into each other.
And maybe they're not grieving you. They still want to hold on to your friendship.
Hey, girl. Right? So these are the things that we don't talk about. So we create this idea of toxic positivity. I have to be happy. I have to, right? But it's important to acknowledge your pain. It's important to acknowledge your sadness. And it's okay to invite the Holy Spirit to say, I don't know how to grieve someone who is alive. I need you to help me accept that this person was good for me, but it is not good for who I am and where I am now.
And where I'm going, beloved. God bless you for joining us and
in the hot seat
episode in the hot seat with Dr. O and I. God bless you. We're gonna see you next time in the next episode. Get ready, get your pen and paper ready. You don't want to miss out. God bless.